What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping back into Destiny 2 for the weekly reset of the 7th of January, so that's the first reset of 2020, and after a little bit of downtime, the roadmap is finally getting back into gear this week with a couple of pieces of new content. So initially, we do have the launch of the Legend Sundial mode this week. We're going to round up what we know about that, as well as the new exotic quest for the Devil's Ruin. That's the new sidearm we're going to be getting, and I'm pretty excited to try that one out. But on top of this, it is worth bearing in mind that this week at Bungie should be back in business this week, and so they'll more than likely drop a small update on Thursday, as always, so we might get a few hotfix details and things like that. But otherwise, for today's video, we'll round up the weekly activities, new quests, rewards, vendors, challenges, and everything else going on in D2 this week. But firstly, be sure to check out my buddies at Now Drinks, who have tasty, healthy drinks which help improve focus while gaming. If you want to check them out, be sure to use code Houndish in the store, and you'll get a free shaker with every order, so the link for that is down below. So first up in the game today, we have the new exotic quest for the Devil's Ruin, and we actually have a banner right here. So Devil's Ruin, a new time-lost frame. A time-lost frame has appeared within the Sundial. Enter it and defeat champions in order to pull the frame into the present timeline. Those who accomplish this will gain access to a new exotic quest. And so they've tipped us off on precisely how to actually start the quest, and of course they give us the warning for the dawning right there. Looking at the rest of the map and things like that, it doesn't appear that you have to go visit any of the vendors, and so you can head kind of straight into the Sundial, presumably either in the legendary or the normal mode. Defeat champions, pick up the quest, and then I believe we will be heading back to Saint 14 to continue progressing with that. And if you are curious about the weapon, of course Devil's Ruin comes with Close the Gap, variable trigger, press and release to fire individual shots, and hold to charge up a high-powered, staggering laser, which is strong against unstoppable champions. It does also have pyrogenesis, where fully charging the laser refills the magazine from reserves, so it's going to be a pretty interesting one to try, and once again I will keep you posted. When it comes to the heroic, or the legend, Sundial right here, we do actually have a different mode that you can select. Once again, matchmaking is not enabled in this particular version, and we can see that there are a series of different modifiers, so we've got Scorched Earth, where enemies throw grenades significantly more often. It is equipment locked, so something to bear in mind. We've also got Match Game, where enemy shields are highly resistant to all unmatched elemental damage. Then Champions Unstoppable, Champions Barrier, and Oslect's Kleps, I'm not even going to try and say that. Arc damage increased, knockback damage, and distance increased. Some of these names, man. But we've also got Extinguish. If your fire team falls in a restricted zone, everyone is returned to orbit. So, gonna be an interesting one, but it is listed at 950, so maybe not quite the equivalent of 980, although with modifiers you never quite know how difficult things can be. But nonetheless, there should be a pinnacle reward associated with the Legend version of this. Once again, a shout I've given a few times, but make sure to fully upgrade the tower and the other obelisks on different planets if you want to be kind of completely up to date for potential content we get in the Empyrean Foundation, because it's possible that some of those upgrades could be kind of important for accessing different things in the future. When it comes to the Dawning event, we should mention that we've got one more week, so it will be ending next week on the 14th of January. And that means if you want to get any triumphs done, bake any gifts, take advantage of the XP from the bounties, all that good stuff, then be sure to do it before Tuesday rolls around. Otherwise though, as always, the bulk of the pinnacle drops in the game remain the same, so we do have Nightmare Hunts initially, and this week we have Fear, as well as Despair, and then we've got Rage. As always, we do have the Dungeon Run, as well as the Raid Run, and if you're curious about the modifier this week, or the Challenge Mode, we've got a link to the chain, so that's one to get done this week if you've never done it. Seeing as this is the very final week of the Dawning, we do have the Card Shuffle emote available for Bright Dust on the front page right there. We've got the Confectionery Shell once again, and then the Snowy Entrance Transmat effect, and the Aniline Shock, which is one of the Dawning shaders. Of course, you can scroll through, you do have the event stuff, the armor that you can buy and all that good stuff, but the main Bright Dust page right here has the Card Shuffle emote once again, and then we've got the Cardinal Directive, which is a pretty interesting looking sparrow you may want to pick up right there. We've also got the Something to Say emote, if you're feeling rather festive and slightly musical, or not too enthusiastic. The Sleepless Flight ship, another Dawning one right there that you can pick up. And then we do have the Crystalline Shell, which if you've never seen it, looks kind of like that, which is pretty crazy. And we've got the Brumal Dawn, which is the ornament for Hardlight. So yeah, bearing in mind this is the final week of the Dawning. We've also got the Great Pigeon projection for Saint 14 right there, which is something that you might be interested in. But for any of the Dawning stuff, bear in mind that it will be going away after the event this week and won't be obtainable, potentially, until another future Dawning event. If you're wondering about Nightfalls and things like that, we do have the Ordeal in the Arcadian Valley, so I believe that's going to be the Inverted Spire, or potentially the Exodus Blackstrike. But then we've got the traditional Nightfalls, and we do have Inverted Spire right here. Of course, you can get the Trichromatica Ghost Shell, which is the random exclusive drop. We've also got the Arms Dealer, and this one drops the Tilt Fuse Sparrow, and then the Scarlet Keep, which of course is a Shadowkeep strike. Now to move to some of our legacy content, we do have the Menagerie with Arcsinge, Blackout, and Grenadier for normal mode this week, but then we've got Heroic with Extinguish, Grenadier, Famine, and Solar Singe. If it's the Reckoning that you want to jump into, we've got Arcsinge and Grenadier, so that'll be pretty fun if you want to farm out some weapons. But for Year 1 Leviathan Raid challenges, if you're wondering about Prestige version, we've got Prism, and then we've got Arms Master with Kinetic SMG, anything in the energy slot, and a power weapon consisting of grenade launchers in order to get the Prestige version completed. Otherwise, if it's the Escalation Protocol that you're jumping into, Damkath the Mask is going to be the boss, and that means you have random chances to pick up the Sniper Rifle from the weapon set, so that's a pretty cool one, but also, with the addition of Armor 2.0, you can farm that stuff out now, and Bungie did fix a bunch of the bugs and issues that were present with that loot table at the start of Season of Dawn, so bear that in mind. But otherwise, in the Dreaming City, we have the Agonarch Abyss as the Ascendant challenge, and so if you want to access that one, you'll find it in the Bay of Drowned Wishes, which is the Lost Sector immediately off spawn in the Dreaming City. However, if you're a new player completing the Forsaken content, I will run some gameplay with the location and the challenge at the end of the video that you can check out if you need to. But otherwise, for today guys, that's everything we've got to round up in the weekly reset. I'll be sure to keep you posted about the Legend Sundial and that new exotic quest. And so if you are new to the channel, be sure to get subscribed so I can keep you up to date. But otherwise, if you've enjoyed the video, a rating below really helps me out, guys. Let us know if you're jumping into D2 this week, any thoughts you have about the quest, the Legend Sundial, and all that good stuff. But for now, thanks as always for tuning in, and whatever you guys get up to, I hope you have an awesome day.